Hi everybody, I'm Karen Iwami. I'm a graphic and web designer based out of Murrieta, California. I have a BS in graphic IT from Arizona State, where I became more advanced in programs I already knew and proficient in ones I wasn't too familiar with yet. I strive to create designs that will not only bring others joy, but fill my soul as well. I value strategy in my process and believe in understanding clients' pain points in order to fulfill the project goal. I believe that I can adapt to almost any design style, though my favorite areas of design are typography and web design. I am most inspired by design styles such as minimal, futurism, and psychedelic. An area that I hope to learn more of this year is 3D. A fun fact about me is that earlier this year I finally built my own gaming PC. The first project that I'll be presenting is my senior project, which consisted of coming up with a problem and a solution. I chose to do a logo design along with a website design. The business that I chose to do is a dessert shop that is inspired by Japanese desserts. The target audience for this business would be anybody who enjoys a dessert, but specifically younger kids, teenagers, and women who are aged 18 to 35. The logo sketches that I came up with were taking bits and pieces of Japanese desserts and things that are cute, such as sprinkles and kawaii faces. On the right are the digitalized logos that I came up with. I came up with a couple different wordmark designs, and the final logo I chose was a cookie with sprinkles on it that has a bite taken out of it. I chose this font because I wanted something that resembled a little bit of a brush, but that was also modern. The goal of my website is for viewers to be able to easily access the menu as well as location information. On the left, I have my menu page wireframe. I wireframed all of my pages, however, I chose to display this one because the menu page is one of the most important pages for viewers to see. In the middle, you can see my menu page live site. As you can see, they don't exactly match. This is because as I was building, I was able to figure out what worked and what didn't. On the right is my homepage. I decided to put my skills to the test by cutting out a picture of a donut as well as trying to make the borders of the sections wavy. I was also able to do this for my footer section. The style of this brand should come off as fun, playful, and delicious. My second project is a logo redesign for Sunbrook Solar. They already had a logo made, but they weren't totally happy with the way that some of the points were on it. This was especially noticeable when it was printed on t-shirts and hats. I decided to keep the design, but just tweak it a little bit and also change the colors and the fonts. The final logo that was chosen is the one on the bottom right. The style that the client wanted to go for was friendly but also very professional. The logo is supposed to portray that the top half is the sky and the bottom half is actually a mountain because this business is located in the mountains in California. Since the logo had been redesigned, he was also going to need new business cards and a letterhead. I decided to also make some graphics for him so he could use them on his Facebook site. I created a new profile icon as well as a Facebook banner. My thought process behind this redesign is I wanted to create something that's modern, bright, and eye-catching. The business's main service is installing solar panels, but because a solar panel isn't part of the logo, I wanted to show this to clients in the business card, the letterhead, and on the Facebook page. This was the first time that I actually used a QR code on a business card, and I was very pleased that even though it was scaled very small, it still was able to work. An area in design that I ended up falling into and have actually enjoyed learning about a lot is photo retouching. Here on the left, you can see that a client sent me a photo of a product that he had already taken. I use a solarized layer and black and white in order to see differences in light, color, texture, etc., and I'm able to stamp it out while in this view. I also do color correcting and background removal. On the right is the final photo that would be used for e-commerce use. I have other experience as well that isn't shown here in apparel. My fourth project actually started out as a logo that I had made for somebody on Reddit. It did not have this company name, and the person did not end up using it. A little while down the line, I decided that I wanted to recreate it and make it even better. So I came up with a new logo and a name for it. The inspiration for it is tea, leaves, and a honeycomb. The name Bee Leaf comes from bee as in a honeybee and leaf as in a tea leaf because the company is a tea and honey shop. I decided to spell it with an A because I think it's also playing on the word belief. The colors that I chose are shades of yellow, oranges, and greens that are inspired by honey and tea. The fonts that I chose is a monoline script that also kind of looks like a sans serif, and then I chose Avenir as its secondary font. Using this brand, I have also created a website for it using only HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. It is fully responsive and has multiple pages. I also decided to create packaging, print, and social media designs for it. On the top right corner, you'll see that there's a package design for tea as well as a bag. And on the bottom right, you'll see that I created a print ad for a magazine and a social media graphic for Instagram. That wraps up my presentation. Thank you so much for listening.